All right, our next event on the track, the women's 100 meters. Big team implications in this race. The collegiate record still held by Dawn Sewell back in 1989. Kimberlyn Duncan, the SEC meet record, and Ramona Burchell has the best time in the country. She is injured and not here. Here is how we called the semifinals on Thursday. Prandini out well. We saw her speed in the 4x100 meter relay, but Aaliyah Hobson, the freshman of LSU, also there. Now the crowd comes alive because Prandini takes the heat. Prandini first, Hobbs second. And there's that start I'm talking about. Not quite as explosive as Akinnison covered it. It's Bryant in 5 and Akinnison in 4. And Akinnison is going to edge her out of the tape. But those are the two, 1-2. Orlaki Akinnison, the junior from Texas, winning the heat in 10.94. So we had some wind on Thursday like we're having today here. The standings still not a lot of movement there at the top. But this should create a little bit of distance for some of these teams as we look at the #1 collegiate on the list this year, junior Jenna Prandini. She has run 10.92 this year, Larry.
She has just been sensational. Her 10.92, Dwight, ranks #7 in the world. Now, there's a lot of Olympic events going on in Europe and the United States, and she's still #7 ranked in the world. Listen to the crowd respond to her introduction. This is Orlaki Akinnison, just a junior, and she has been in top form, rounding into it well in the regionals in here. She's running extremely well now. Should be a factor. She had a wind-assisted 10.96 seconds, under 11 seconds. These women are incredibly talented. Desiree Bryant, no one, I don't think, will get out as fast as she does out of the blocks. Very explosive. Holds top-end speed well. And we've mentioned it before, but she's not as tall as some of the other athletes, and sometimes they catch her from behind a little bit.
She was an ACC champion when she was at Clemson. She transferred to Kentucky for the 2014 season, was a 200-meter indoor NCAA champion in 2014. Incredibly explosive start.
Dwight, as we look at Prandini right now, it takes 4.5 seconds for these ladies to cover the first 30 meters from a dead start. But the last 70 meters of the race, just over 75 yards, they cover in 6.5 seconds. How fast is that when you consider a football field in 75 yards in 6.5 seconds?
So there are big team implications in this race between Oregon, Texas A&M, and Texas. A&M did not have a lot of points starting today, but they're expected to score a boatload in sprints, relays, and field. Prandini in 4, Akinnison in 5. Bryant out quickly, as always. Prandini not with a great start. It's Bryant, and here comes Akinnison. Prandini and Akinnison. It's going to be Prandini at the line. 10 points for Oregon.
And a standing room only crowd gives a full-throated roar. And they are standing all along the home stretch, this crowd, and roaring their approval as she dips well at the finish. The time, 10.96 seconds. The wind over the allowable limit, 3.1 meters per second. That's about 6.5 miles an hour. So it won't count for record purposes, but in a sense, who cares? Look at the explosiveness we talked about at Desiree Bryant. And look how Akinnison and Prandini ran her down. And at the tape, it was actually Prandini coming up in the last 2 strides. Watch the last 3 strides here and the difference it made, picking up a few inches. There. Outstanding time for Akinnison as well as we look at it in slow-mo. Wow, how close is that? 100th of a second got an NCAA title for Prandini.
Well, you could see the pressure on the face of Prandini before the race. Not a great start. She wins it with a wind date at 10.96, just holding off the Lady Longhorn. Bryant hanging on for 3rd, and our champion is downstairs with Jill.
Dwight, thank you so much. You've basically been a heptathlete out here in all these individual events. How are you juggling all of this?
I'm just staying focused, taking it event by event, and really listening to my coaches and trusting everything that they say.
Everybody got out in that start pretty hard, and you finished and got the lean at the tape. How special is it to do to the roar of this crowd?
It's incredible. There's nothing like running in front of this crowd, and all my family drove down from California, so all my cousins and aunts, uncles, brother, sister, they're all here to see it, so I couldn't have asked for anything else.
How do you downshift now and go cool down and get ready to come back and have a performance in the 2?
Just have to put this race behind me and go with my 200 race plan and focus up again.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, English Gardner of Oregon won it in 2012 and 2013, and now Prandini in 15. It looks like Oregon has a stranglehold on the 100 at the NCAA championships. We're right back.